welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be filming a base makeup tutorial. I usually do different eyeshadow looks, so if y'all want to see a certain eyeshadow look, let me know down in the comments. And also, disclaimer, I'm not professional at all, so my makeup is going to be very like lazy way, I guess you can say. So let me know in the comments if you have any questions about my makeup, and I'll try my best to answer them. And let's get started. Okay, first we're gonna get started with moisturizer. That is my very first step in my makeup, and I'm using the Advanced Nail 92 all-in-one cream, and I'm just gonna apply that all over to my face. I want to make sure my face is very hydrated, like so. This will help the makeup I guess stay on longer, and it's really good for your face to be moisturized. It's very good for your face to be moisturized and hydrated as well. Okay, so after moisturizing your face, we're gonna start off with our eyebrows, and I'm gonna be using a small angled brush like so. And I'm also using the Morphe X Abby Roberts eyeshadow palette. This palette comes with 32 or 35 eyeshadow colors, and it is really dirty, but I'm gonna be using the Zola shade for my eyebrows, just so I can match my hair more. I like matching my eyebrows to my hair. I mean, now my roots are growing back, but I still like to make my eyebrows a lighter color. And I'm just gonna lightly fill it in like so. All right, now I'm gonna do it to the other eyebrow. Okay, so after you're done filling in your eyebrows, you wanna use a spoolie brush. And I'm gonna use this to make my eyebrows more natural looking, and I'm gonna use it mainly towards the front of my eyebrows because I don't want that harsh eyeshadow looking. Well, I don't want the eyeshadow looking really harsh on my eyebrows, is what I mean. And I'm just gonna go all around like so, and it looks way more natural than this one right here. Now I'm just gonna do that to the other eyebrow. Okay, so after you use a spoolie on your eyebrows, I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Camo Concealer, and this is in the shade of Fair Warm. And I'm gonna use this on my eyebrows to conceal them. And so I'm gonna do one dot at the bottom of my eyebrow and one at the top, because I like to conceal both top and bottom of my eyebrow. Some people replace the top concealer with foundation to make it look more natural, but it's whatever you prefer. And I'm just gonna take a random brush, and I'm gonna use this to smooth out the concealer and line my eyebrow. And so all you're doing here is just outlining your eyebrow like so. And now I'm just gonna outline the top of my eyebrow. Honestly, I think this is better for, I think it's better if you use a flatter brush than this, because it's more easier to apply. But you're just gonna outline your concealer like this, and then you're just gonna do it to the other eyebrow. All right, I'm done concealing them, and this is what they should look like. Now I'm gonna set my face with setting spray. And now I'm gonna move on to foundation. I'm using the Infallible 32 Hour Fresh Wear, and this is in the shade 470, and I'm gonna do 4 pumps on my face. Well, 3 pumps technically. So I'm gonna do a pump on my cheeks, and then on my forehead, and then I'm gonna use the leftover foundation on my chin, like so. And now I'm gonna set my face again, the setting spray. I'm gonna be using a foundation brush, like so. You can use a sponge, it's whatever you prefer. And I'm just gonna set that also with setting spray. And then I'm also gonna start from the chin, going upwards. And I'm just dabbing my face. I'm not swiping, because swiping will give you those streak marks. And make sure you want to avoid your under eye area, because you don't want your concealer to be cakey. And then also when I'm blending the foundation, I'm also carefully blending that concealer that I put for my eyebrows, just so it can look a bit more natural. Okay, so I'm done blending all the foundation in my face. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. Camo liquid blush, and as you can see, I am running out of it, but I'm gonna use the leftovers that are in this bottle, and I'm just gonna apply it to my cheeks, like so. Honestly, in this situation, I think it's better to use a lipstick. So I just got this lip oil. I don't even think it's a lip oil. I think it's a lipstick, but it's the Hello Kitty lip oil in the shade Strawberry. And I got this at Aeropostale. I'm just gonna do a tad bit like so. Okay, now I'm gonna be using a blush brush, and I'm just gonna blend the blush on my face, and I'm gonna kind of blend it in this direction, going upwards. Okay, so now I'm gonna move on to the other cheek. Also, if you use contour, I'd suggest doing it now. And I like to place it like here, and then I'll blend it, like sculpting my cheek. But I lost my contour, so we're gonna skip that step, and I'm gonna be going in with the same concealer, and I'm just gonna put it under my eye, and I'm gonna be using a brush to blend it out. Like this, and I'm just gonna let that dry for a minute or two. Okay, now I'm gonna set my face with the same setting spray, and I'm also gonna blend the concealer that was on my brow. And I'm also using a brush as well. You can use a sponge, whatever, to blend your concealer. And I'm gonna do this to the other eyebrow as well. Okay, so I let my under eye concealer dry for about a minute or two, and now I'm gonna blend it. And then I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side. Okay, now after you're done blending with everything, I'm gonna be using the Wet n Wild loose setting powder, and this is the translucent one. And I'm just gonna set my whole face with this powder. And so I'm gonna pick up a powder puff. And I'm just gonna grab a little like that, and I'm gonna be using the cap, and I'm just gonna smooth it out like this, just so the powder is evenly distributed. And I'm just gonna apply it to my under eyes first, before that concealer creases. And I'm gonna go down the sides of my nose, on my forehead, and also on my jawline area. Also, I'm gonna use a leftover on my chin, upper lip area, smile lines, literally everywhere except the cheekbone part. And I'm gonna take that off in like 5 minutes. In the meantime, while we wait for our powder to dry, or not to dry, just to stay on our face, we're gonna be doing nose contour, and I'm just gonna use literally random brush to put on the nose contour, and I'm gonna be using the Sola shade, and I'm gonna apply it, making a V shape on the tip of my nose. And I'm gonna use that to go upwards, leading up to my eye. And then the leftover, I'm just gonna make a line across like this. And then we are gonna use a blending brush, and we're just gonna blend out that nose contour. And then also I'm like blending the contour upwards towards my eye like this. Now we're gonna blend out the powder. You can literally use any fluffy brush, and I'm just gonna smooth out that powder like so. You're kind of like dusting away the excess powder that's on your face. Now I'm gonna apply powdered blush, and this is the Wet n Wild blush in the shade of Bed of Roses. And I'm just gonna take a big fluffy brush like this, and I'm just gonna dab it twice, hit the cap, and then I'm gonna apply it like so. And then for the other cheek, I'm just gonna do one dab because I still have some blush left over on the brush. Now we're gonna move on to mascara. If you do eyeliner, I suggest you do it now. I lost my eyeliner, so we're just gonna skip that part. And also make sure you curl your lashes beforehand. My lashes are already curled, so I'm just gonna apply some mascara. And also I like to look at my mirror like downwards, like I'm looking down, apply my mascara, just so I don't get any like mascara on my eyelids. And it is up to you if you want to do bottom mascara. I might as well just do it. I'm just gonna do a little. And now I'm gonna do my other eye. Now it's time for the last step, which is lips. I'm gonna be using an angled fluffy brush like this, and with the eyeshadow palette, I'm gonna be using the shade Chalky. And I'm just gonna use that to line my lips. And now since my lips are lined, I'm going to apply lipstick. And this is the same one that I used for my blush. And that's my lips. I literally do a different lip combo every day depending on what I have. But if you want to add any finishing touches, I like to add highlight, and I'm using the shade Slumber. And I'm gonna apply that to my nose and then also to my eye. And I like to apply it in like literally in an upward motion like that, and then to my brow tail. I literally love highlight. And I'm just gonna do it like that. So this is the finished makeup tutorial. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below, and let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, let me know if you want eyeshadow looks. I can do a bunch of that for y'all.